Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about my Audi A4. It's a 2006 and why I just changed the timing belt at 54,000 miles. Also, how much did it cost? Okay everyone, so this is my 2006 Audi A4. I've had it for a couple years now, and I've done quite a bit of mods to it, from coilovers, wheels, air intake, a chip, Revo chip with the SPS tuner, exhaust, all the main bolt-on things you would do to this 2-liter turbo. That said, I just had the timing belt changed, and I'm gonna go over the bill and why I did it. Okay, so the main question that everyone's been asking me is why I'm changing the timing belt so early. I consulted with some of my friends and they were like, dude, you're not supposed to do that until like 100,000 miles or so. That said, I like being safe than sorry. I've had a couple friends snap the timing belt, boom, all the valves are bent, head's gone, and they need a new motor. So I said, you know what, I'm not doing that anymore. The reason why this car is such low miles is that when I was in grad school, I didn't drive it a lot. So the miles did not rack up. It might have been driven a couple thousand miles a year, maybe 2. So really low miles on this car at 54,000 miles for being a 2006. I love these little A4s though. You can pick them up for such a good price, and it's a really nice car for like 10 grand. You can even get some lower than that. My one buddy bought one for like 8. So they're a great car with 4-wheel drive, and then with the mods you can do to them, you can actually make them near 300 horsepower and definitely hit 300 pounds of torque. So a lot of fun for this little platform. So that said, why did I change the timing belt? So at 54,000 miles, the big factor is the age. The belt is, I don't even want to think about this. It's 12 years old now. It's going on 12 years old. So I can't believe this car is actually that old. It's in great condition and it runs beautifully, besides my coil pack failure I had there. But other than that, the car is in really good shape. So it's merely due to age, and I wanted to just replace it and be done with it so that I plan on keeping this car for at least 5 more years, knock on wood. So during that time, I wanted it to be really reliable and have no major faults or problems. So my main concern was getting this timing belt changed, and I'm actually about to change all the coil packs and spark plugs. That's gonna be coming up in a video as well. So getting this car really just up to date so that I'm ready to daily drive it now, putting at least 10,000 miles on it per year. So I got the timing belt done at my Audi dealership. So why the Audi dealership? Now I gotta tell you this, guys. Getting a price quote for your car is actually a lot more difficult than I thought. I called the Audi dealership once, and the first service manager told me they would have to remove the engine, put it into service position, and then change the timing belt. I politely said, could you reevaluate that proposal and give me a call back? I never received a call back. Then I called a local independent shop that I usually take the car to, and they were around $1,000 to $1,200. I called another shop that I've had good luck with, but they recently replaced my thermostat, and when I drove it home, the car was starting to overheat a little bit because they didn't put enough coolant in it. So I wasn't really confident on their abilities anymore. They've really kind of lost my trust there with that issue arising. It's not fun driving your car home and watching the temperature gauge go up a little bit. So I called the Audi dealer back and I said, listen, yet again, 2006, 2-liter turbo, Quattro, Audi A4. What's the price quote on the timing belt? Now, they said around $1,000, which I thought was not bad for a dealership. I actually avoid dealerships. I try to as much as I can, just because of the extra expense they usually tack on there. But this seemed quite reasonable to me. This was including the timing belt, water pump, tensioners, pulleys, serpentine belt, and I think that was about it. That was the majority of the stuff they did. So at that point, I was okay with it. I was like, okay, that sounds good to me. So I went with it. I went with that, and let's look over the bill to see how much it cost me to take the Audi to a dealer. There were some tack on things I had to do, so my total bill was a little higher than $1,000, but let's go over it. Okay, so going over my whole bill here, you can see that what they did is they replaced the timing belt, water pump, aisle rollers, tensioner rollers, serpentine belt, and coolant. So that came out to $1,100. So not too bad, once again, for going to a dealer. Secondly, I had them also do an oil change since the car was there. Oil change came out to be a $99, a little on the high side, but you know, while it was there, might as well just get it done. Secondly, they gave me a nice loaner. I had a 2018 Audi A4 for the whole week, which was really nice. And once again, that doesn't cost anything. You go to some Chevy dealers now, they actually charge you to have the loaner for a day or two, which I just find ridiculous. So the absolute total came out to around $1,300, which it's a lot of money, but once again, this is for a peace of mind. And the peace of mind of being able to drive this car for the next 5 years without any issues, at least in that regard with the timing belt, to me is worth it. So the trusty old Audi A4 is all ready for winter. Not only do I have the winter tires on it, timing belt's done, all that other stuff they did, fresh oil change, she's ready to go. Only thing we need to do today is knock out these coil packs. So I have a whole new kit from ECS Tuning. I'm gonna make a whole video on it, on replacing the coil packs, new spark plugs, and I got this new like little wiring harness here thing because it's a little chipped up. So I'm gonna install that now and make a whole video on that, but the Audi is ready to go. So regarding the timing belt thing, my advice is when you're looking for service, give everyone a call around, get the best quote, and then call again, because the one quote they told me where they had to drop the motor and everything was like $1,800 to do a timing belt, which was clearly incorrect. So call around, get a lot of estimates. It's crazy how this varies. It's crazy how the labor rates varies. So you really have to just do your research and homework and don't just rush with the first quote and take it, because I probably just saved myself at least $500 by not rushing. So let's get working on this Audi, make a whole video on the coil packs, but she'll be good to go. Let's keep this old girl running. I can't believe it's 12 years old. That said, it's a great car and I'm gonna be keeping her for quite some time. Okay guys, I'll see you next video. If you're new to this channel, please feel free to subscribe and I'll see you changing these coil packs. See ya.